Hey guys, and welcome back to another This Weekend STEM video, or Twistem as I think I'm going to call them. For those of you just joining, my name is Stephanie Evans, and what's our first story this week? Snail teeth. No, I didn't misspeak. This is not a blooper, it's actually about snails' teeth. This week, sea snails chomp their way past spiders to claim the title of strongest biological material producer. Originally, spider silk was thought to be the strongest biological material in the world. However, a study published this week shows that sea snail teeth actually has a tensile strength 5 times stronger than that of spider silk.
So move over, Charlotte, and make room for Gary. Well, maybe not Gary. Sea snails or limpets actually look like this. They cling to rock using their freakishly strong teeth and scrape off algae, which is their primary food source.
So I'm sure the question on everybody's mind right now is how strong exactly are these teeth? Well, the teeth themselves are comprised of iron-filled goethite nanofibers that are part of a protein matrix. This material is about 100 times thinner than a human hair and can withstand tensions up to 3 to 6.5 gigapascals. For those of you wondering what the heck a gigapascal is and what exactly this means in terms of tensile strength, Asa Barber, the lead author of the study, likened it to a single string of spaghetti holding up about 3,000 pounds. Now don't worry, PETA, put down your axes, you don't have to get up in arms yet. Engineers aren't looking to harvest the material so much as mimic it in the materials that they're constructing. Moving on from aquatic creatures to something straight out of Jules Verne's 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, NASA has announced plans to send a submarine to Titan, one of Saturn's moons. However, this sub won't be diving in salt water. Instead, it'll be perusing oceans filled with methane and ethane gases, specifically Kraken Mare, which is the largest sea on Titan.
However, Captain Nemo won't be piloting this 1-ton nuclear-powered beast.
And a lot of engineering challenges are faced. For example, the seas actually have a huge range of liquid densities, whereas on Earth, there's only a difference of a couple percentage points. Additionally, the gravity on Titan is incredibly low, equivalent to about that of our own moon, and there's freezing temperatures to contend with. So what exactly does this mission look like? Well, after a 1 billion mile journey on board what will tentatively be a Boeing X-37, aka the super secret space plane that the US Air Force was just using, the submarine will likely be deployed in either a water landing or a low altitude parachute drop. After splashdown, it'll go through a couple trial runs to make sure that everything is checking out okay. After that, the submarine will begin its 90-day, 2,000-kilometer journey across Kraken Mare. During its mission, the submarine will observe tidal currents, study trace organic compounds found in the sea, and also take samples of the seabed. The seabed samples will be used to study the cyclical draining and refilling of the seas on Titan, which can sometimes cause landmasses to disappear and reappear later. When it surfaces, the submarine will be able to use its cameras to take pictures of the seascape, of the geographical shoreline, and also gather weather data. While this is really cool and exciting, it's important to keep in mind that the design is in a very preliminary phase and won't launch until the 2040s. But you must have patience, my young Padawans. I'm sure that this mission will be worth the wait. And now for drone news that's actually happening today, the Marines unveiled their design for their GuardBot, which might be the most adorable little thing I've ever seen.
Oh, look at the little drone running all over the place, doing drone things and helping out Marines. He's so patriotic.
They were originally developed by Peter Mulhad, whose name I am probably butchering, and his company GuardBot Incorporated out of Stamford, Connecticut, to explore Mars. When that fell through, the Marines snatched them up for development. These things are amphibious, which means they can go by land or by sea, which is perfect for the Marines since they operate in a variety of environments. Using its pendulum motion propulsion system with 9-axis stability, these things can roll along the ground at up to 20 miles per hour on up to a 30-degree incline, and they can swim at about 4 miles an hour. They're operated remotely, and one battery charge can last up to 8 hours. The clear domes that you can see on the side of the robot house cameras, giving the drone a field of view similar to that of a chameleon. Additionally, the drones have sensors that are able to detect explosive material from 2 inches away. While 2 inches may not sound like much, you'd much rather have a robot standing next to something explosive than a human being. The company is also working on implementing a software based on geographical information. This would allow Command Central to pick a spot on the map and feed the information to the drone, who would then generate geographic coordinates and roll on over to whatever spot was picked. While these spheres of awesomeness are still 8 to 10 months away from rolling onto a battlefield near you, there are several videos which I'll provide down below where you can see them in action. And the final story of the week comes from the red planet itself, Mars, where strange plumes have scientists scratching their head. A paper published this week in Nature is attempting to explain where these formations came from. These clouds were originally spotted in March of 2012 by amateur astronomers and had them so perplexed that they thought something was wrong with their cameras. The first plume grew and moved and changed for about 10 days, and a few weeks later, a second plume appeared on the planet's terminator. The terminator, in this case, has nothing to do with Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'll be back. It's the line on the planet that differentiates between night and day. These mystery plumes have reached altitudes of approximately 125 to 155 miles, which is 2 times higher than any other plumes that have been observed on the planet to date. Even the lead author on the paper, whose name I'm probably going to butcher, so I apologize in advance, Agustin Sanchez La Vega of Universidad del País Vasco in Spain, had this to say on the matter.
At about 250 kilometers or 155 miles, the division between the atmosphere and outer space is very thin, so the reported plumes are extremely unexpected.
Now the paper gives 2 possible explanations, but it's still being researched. The first explanation provided by this paper hypothesizes that these may be reflective clouds made out of water ice, carbon dioxide ice, or dust, but that still doesn't explain the extremely high altitudes and how they got there when we've never seen anything like this before. A second explanation likens these clouds to the auroras seen here on Earth. Now auroras occur on Earth when Earth's magnetic field pushes charged particles emitted from the sun towards the poles, where they interact with the atmosphere and emit light. While Mars doesn't have a global magnetic field of its own, it does have pockets of magnetic anomalies, one of which does coincide with these clouds. However, in order for us to see these auroras from Earth, they would have to be 1,000 times brighter than the auroras that we have here. And scientists can't come up with any reason for why there would be a high enough concentration of particles to emit this kind of light. While these 2 possible explanations may not provide the exact reasoning that we were looking for, they do give scientists a lot of room to research. I think Katie Mack, an astrophysicist that I follow on Twitter, put it best this week when she said,
Request: no more phenomenon stump scientist headlines. Every scientific advancement starts out with not knowing. Then we figure it out. Those headlines make it sound like we look at a thing and go, well, that's me stumped, and wander off to play with lasers instead. All headlines about unexplained phenomena should read, scientists super excited to find new juicy mystery to gleefully obsess over.
So in the spirit of Katie's tweet, that's what I challenge you all to do this week. Go out and find something that makes you gleefully excited. And if it's STEM related, don't forget to tweet it at me at StepBevs43, and it might show up in next week's This Week in STEM video. If you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a big old thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe to my channel. I'm putting out weekly This Week in STEM videos covering STEM news, and I'm probably going to be adding a couple other videos to the channel here once I figure out what I want to do. So with that, go forth and be geeky, my friends, and have a great week. Originally, cider spoke. Cider spoke. Cider spoke. Cider spoke. I don't even know what that would be. Crap. I can do this. These teeth are... These. Sorry. Sorry. Excuse me. So feminine. So delicate. Additionally, the gravity on Titan is incredibly low. It's equivalent. Okay, got it. Ugh. Right between my feet. You can't see it right now, but Loki is sitting right between my feet. I love him so much, but he's killing me. I love you. I do. Oh my god, you're so cute. You're so cute. I wish they could see you, but maybe they would see that I'm actually wearing sweatpants and house slippers. Space plane, aka the super secret space plane. That was not approved. Well, these clouds were originally spotted. The first explanation in this paper hypothesizes that these plants? They're clouds. Have I been saying plants the whole time? What is this, like Shyamalan, the plants did it? Okay. Spoiler alert. Now while Mars does not have a global magnetic field of its own, it does have magnetic pouches. Not a kangaroo. I'll be back.